Hey guys, Barry here, and welcome to your gaming station, NintendoImpactGaming. And here we have John Owens from Wii Studios. It's a big surprise here because I have my first Irish game developer company. So John, how
Hey,
are you?
I'm good, Barry. How are you?
I'm good. It's a bit early in the morning to do this, but you know yourself.
I know, I
It's too
know.
early.
I thought the same when I sort of like realized that I had to do this, and it was like 10 o'clock, and I was like, going, "Oh God,
I know,
why,
yeah,
why did I say this time?"
yeah. So if I spoke to you in Irish, would you understand anything I say? No?
Not a word. Absolutely not a word.
Not
We did
even...
do it. We did do it in school, but I chose to do German instead. But I don't know a word of German either, so
well,
it wouldn't have helped me.
well, the German I can remember is Ich heiße Barry, undo, whatever, kind of.
Yeah, that's about as much as I would know as well.
Yeah. So basically, we have We Man Studios. So for people who don't know who you are, tell us about your company and tell us about your upcoming game that's coming out this year, hopefully.
Okay, well, I'm John Owens and from We Man Studios, and we're a micro company. At the moment, we're incredibly small. I'm the sole developer of the game, and Rebecca, my wife, helps me with the marketing side of things. Uh, Up to get to this point, there's been a variety of people who have worked on the project. All brought in as contractors. Some have worked within the office for like over a year at a time, and others have only been brought in for like a very small piece of work, lasting maybe 4 or 5 days. So yeah.
Yeah, so your game is, of course, Lifespeed. And I must say, the name of the game is just awesome, I think. So congrats there.
Well, thanks very
Uh,
much.
Lifespeed is the ultimate race for survival. Battle your galactic opponents while flying at high speed through exciting tunnels. Your planet needs you. So, what kind of features will we see in this game?
Okay, well, this game, sort of the I hate to use like a marketing term, like a sort of like unique selling point, but
Yeah.
you basically the core idea of the game is flying down through a tunnel and trying to avoid obstacles, while at the same time racing against opponents and having to sort of destroy them with weapons that you pick up along the way. The thing that's unique about this game is the fact that it's flying and rather than sort of a car racer. And there's no game which is sort of there's a few games that have done different elements of it, but there's none that has actually captured the whole sort of the whole idea of it being a race and being a flying in a tunnel and the weapons and so on. And one of the sort of unique aspects of the game is the combat, and it's very much focused on that there. And as a result, you can actually target forwards and backwards. And target backwards, we actually have a hologram which comes up, a holographic screen which comes up, which shows you the ships that are in your. It's essentially like a rear view mirror that you can target behind you while you're flying forward. So
That's
you have to
cool.
sort of yeah, so you have to sort of it's a wee bit strange when you're playing it because obviously to sort of like get a ship targeted behind you, you have if he's on the left hand side, you have to go to the right hand side, so it's like reversed. So that sort of adds a wee bit extra with the gameplay as well.
Yeah. And how long's this game been in development now?
Oh God.
I have to ask the hard questions.
Well, as I said, as I said, I'm sort of sole developer and sort of it's my own engine that I wrote. So that took a long while. Basically, I it has come from projects. It's sort of it's evolved from project. Let's use the word evolved. It's evolved from projects beforehand, but I started the Nintendo 3DS version about 3 years ago, or is it 3 years? God, I'm not even too sure. It's sometimes you lose track. It might even be four
We'll say
years.
3 years. We'll just say
Yeah, it
three.
might be 4 years. I'm not actually 100% certain. I think maybe it's 3.5.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't hold me that there. But yeah, so basically I started the 3DS version, and that's when it sort of ramped up properly because Up until that point, all the artwork sort of had to almost be redone for the 3DS and the story and so on. So it's been about sort of 3.5 years as we stand, but the technology was sort of being worked on before that, and the concept was being worked on before that as well.
Yeah. Now, tell me this: is there?
Everything goes a lot slower when you only have like one or two people working.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, that's the way that usually is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there many game developers? I guess overall in Ireland, like there's not many that I see.
No, no, not at all. Like when I started, we were sort of one of the one of the only companies. There was a few tech companies like Havoc is here, and
Yeah,
where is it? Yeah, down in Dublin. Yeah, they were here as well, but actual developers, there's very few. I think there's more that sort of started up since then. Like we have one here in Belfast called Billy Goat, and they're doing a game for the Xbox. It's a point and click. Looks really good. And also, I think John Romero started a company in Dublin quite recently. The development scene in Ireland is growing, but it's still very, very small. And that's actually one of the main problems with sort of being a developer in Ireland. Uh, Trying to sort of find staff and talented staff can be very difficult,
yeah,
especially if you want them to work locally, because you know you're sort of there's plenty of people, there's loads of people who want to get into games in Ireland, but there's very few people who have the experience, and
yeah,
that sort
yeah,
of presents a lot of logistical problems.
yeah. I know. I'd love to get into I guess the making side of games, but for people who know me, I perform on stage enough. I'm a stage performer, and I'd love to get into voice acting and motion capture later on in life. That'd be pretty cool, I think.
Yeah, but that could be definitely. See, you're sort of if you're going into sort of that area, then there's still really sort of there's a decent film scene here. So like
Yeah,
voice acting and so on, sort of like you could do that in the film industry or the TV industry.
yeah, yeah,
You wouldn't have to sort of limit yourself to games. Uh, as for our game, we didn't actually use voice actors. Unfortunately, it's still all sort of done just with text for the storyline. But yeah, but it's like it's something that we might have wanted to sort of do, but in the end we just didn't have the budget for
Well, if you need anyone, give me a shout. I'll do it for free.
it. That's great, Barry.
You
I
think I'm
think
messing? I'm not though.
yeah, I think it's just about to go to lot check, and I'm sort of like going, God, I really don't have to add anything to it. But yeah.
Okay, so tell me, can you talk to me about the experience from creating the game for the 3DS, excuse me, and then upgrading for the new 3DS? What happened there?
Yeah, the game itself does. Ooh, we've got internet problems. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, the game itself does actually use a lot of CPU power. The reason for this is because there's 10 other racers that you're flying against. There's a lot of weapons, there's a lot of particle effects, there's a lot of collision that has to be done, and the physics that has to be done in all the ships. And then there's also obstacles that you have to sort of avoid on the way. So there's an awful lot going on in the game, and we just found that with the old 3DS, um, it would be a case where we'd have to cut down the amount of ships that you're racing against, and then you sort of lose the sort of fast and frantic feel of the game. And
yeah, yeah,
I just felt that I would have had to have made so many cuts that it would have ruined the game.
yeah. Like I'm guessing that I can see what you're saying there. It would feel empty, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah. So
Especially when the game's very much geared towards the fighting aspect of it as well.
yeah, exactly. Like you
Um,
want a bit of competition on the screen instead of just one or
yeah.
two people there.
Yeah,
So
like we are thinking about maybe bringing out a time trial version of it for the old 3DS, but nothing's decided with that there.
yeah. No, like if that was me now, I would put the time trial into the new 3DS version.
Yeah,
Uh,
well, It hasn't been developed. It hasn't been developed yet.
Yeah,
And if we did do a time trial version on the old 3DS, we would release it as an update, a free update for the new 3DS.
yeah, and like thankfully I do have a new 3DS and I have the Ambassador Edition.
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah,
Excellent. Is that the Zelda one?
I don't know. It's well, the cover plates I have on it are the Splatoon ones. So
Oh, right. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can
Cool.
change the cover plates if you want.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's no. I'm glad I got the purchase because I got the first round of emails. I'm correct.
Yes.
What was it? 2 years ago or something?
Yeah. It was about that. Yeah. Yeah. I
Whatever it was.
saw
Yeah,
I saw one in the wild as well. That one had the Zelda cover plates. So
nice.
yeah.
Are you a big Zelda fan?
I am, yeah, sort of. Not a big Zelda fan. I played Ocarina of Time. I played the Wind Waker. I haven't played the more recent one. Yeah, but I'm really looking forward to the new one. I didn't get a chance to play it at E3. We were there and we did get into the room,
Yeah.
but the actual queue to play the
Oh,
game,
I know. Yeah, it's
yeah,
fucking crazy.
it was absolutely insane. Apparently, the queue closed after half an hour
Yeah.
once the doors opened at E3 on all the days. And you know what the worst thing about it is? Because we're a Nintendo developer, there was actually, a meetup for all the Nintendo developers who were at E3, and we could have just went in and played the game during that meetup, but I wasn't informed about it. Well,
Oh
that I wasn't informed about it. It was on the forums, and I missed it on the forums. So
shit.
yeah, and I was a bit sort of yeah, a bit annoyed
What?
at that.
Yeah, like I said to people already on the podcast, it's ridiculous how Nintendo have like they won E3
Yeah.
and like they all had like well for talk's sake 5 games they were advertising for E3 alone, and Zelda just took it. It stole the show.
It
That
did,
one
yeah.
game just stole the show. Like it was heavily based on Zelda,
I
and I
think it
can
was a
see
really
why.
Yeah, I think it was a really risky strategy by Nintendo, because like
Yeah,
they were
yeah,
going with just one game essentially. Um, like there was a couple of games that were on Treehouse, but really you're talking about maybe the last hour or two of the day that they were featured. The whole or off each of the days, or the whole rest of the time was just Zelda, 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 and that's all they showed. And that was quite a risky sort of strategy to do that. But you can sort of see why they did it as well, especially with the NX. Uh, close to release, so they were wanting to hold their cards close to their chest when it came to that. But yeah, they definitely stole E3. That's what the talk was about. It was all about Zelda.
yeah. But like, if you're going into that there before they showed off anything, it's very risky. It's like they have nothing to show anymore, like for the rest of the year, and the game's coming out next year. But
Yeah,
when you see the after results, it's like wow, they took the ball and they ran with it, and it really worked.
yeah. Well, I think there are a lot of games that are coming out for the new 3DS. Like they're bringing out a lot of sort of like Japanese RPGs. So they have a lot in the sort of the pipeline.
Yeah,
They are getting behind, but yeah, I think with the fact that they're sort of scaling down the Wii U development meant that they sort of wanted to show off Zelda as well, because it's it's not just Zelda for the Wii U. Everyone was sort of like thinking, yeah, this is going to be a launch title for the NX, so
yeah,
it's almost like the first sign or the first sort of unveiling of an NX game.
yeah. It pretty much is.
Yeah.
So tell me, as a developer, your hands-on experience with E3.
Yeah. Yeah, well, this E3 wasn't great. I hate to say. We also went last year, and last year was absolutely fantastic. This was maybe for us it was a little bit disappointing because there was only one Nintendo game being shown by Nintendo, and as a result, so the Nintendo journalists didn't really go. Whereas last year there was just yeah. I actually preferred the Nintendo stand. I'll be honest, I preferred the Nintendo stand last year. I thought Nintendo did a much better job than what sort of the general consensus was. Like it was a, it might not have grabbed the headlines, but if you were there, it was by far and away the best stand, by far and away the best area. Like there was sort of comfy places to sit. There was plenty of pods, so you had no problem sort of getting a go in the games. Uh, there was just big screens showing the games the whole time, and most importantly, there was just plenty of people like from different Nintendo companies and journalists and so on that were just sitting around on the benches as well. So it was a really good place to meet up. Whereas this one, it was great from a PR aspect, but it was very much you sort of like waited in a long queue. You went in, you saw Zelda, and then you left. It's like, it's
Yeah.
not. I don't think from that aspect, I didn't think it was as good.
Now,
But as for actually the E3, yeah, E3 is brilliant. It's just the noise is the thing which really hits you at the very beginning. Like even just walking towards the sort of the convention hall, the amount of stuff that's sort of going on outside. Like this year, like EA had sort of they actually weren't at E3, but they were outside, and they had this big, massive sort of console. It was a huge screen, but it was done in sort of the style of an old style arcade machine, and they had like Madden on there. They had NHL on there. They had some of the big sort of like EA franchises, and you could sit and play it with sort of an oversized, an oversized joystick. I never actually had a go, but it was sort of you know,
sounds wrong.
yeah, yeah. Well, it was just fun. It was just fun, and it was also really loud as well. And yeah, it's a lot of good parties. A lot of alcohol was drunk. Met up with a few people. Sort of, yeah, it was reasonably good for contacts. So it was just a really good experience.
Yeah. Now tell me this, right? I got a big surprise when I saw EA. The reason being, I'm friends with Sun Games,
Okay.
and Klaus from Sun Games, he showed off their upcoming game Faye, and
Hmm.
it was like it was the start of EA's kind of indie publisher kind of platformer.
Right.
So, and it's like something like that is absolutely brilliant. I think getting small, I guess, quote unquote small indie games, just like yourself, and then bringing them out to like giving them the big stage.
Yeah.
So next year, do you think we'll ever see something like that with smaller indie companies again?
Um. So EA are basically starting up sort of like a small indie publishing arm. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, how they sort of own Chlingo, don't they?
I don't know. It's see, I'm kind of new to the whole like EA doing their own little thing, like, but
Yeah. Is that actually under the sort of the EA banner, or is that as like separate company? If it's under the EA banner, that's sort of like quite good. Yeah, I think with the big publishers, they're always sort of on the lookout. If they can sort of see that the next the next Limbo or the next I don't know Fez or whatever. Say the next big thing is, or even the next Minecraft, if anyone's
yeah,
writing that. Um, so yeah, definitely. Like it'll always continue. Like at the end of the day, the games industry used to just be indies. Like all games companies were essentially indies, and then
yeah,
you make your game, and you'd go to a publisher and try and get it sort of signed up and released. Like they were all just very small companies that were, doing their own thing. So in a way, this sort of the indie scene has sort of brought the games industry back to that, rather than sort of where it had been heading. With the PS2 and then the PS3, which was basically just mega teams. Hundreds of people working on a game, and each developer was working on something very, very small within the game.
yeah.
And you had very little creative control unless you're one of the very top guys.
Mhm.
So the indie scene sort of to answer your question, yeah, of course will continue.
Yeah, yeah. So tell me your opinion on this year's Uncharted 4 release.
Uncharted 4.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm not actually up on Uncharted 4. I have to be honest. No, I think that's on PlayStation, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I have an Xbox.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, no. I actually wanted to get a PlayStation, but Rebecca wanted an Xbox, and she wanted an Xbox because she wanted Fable. And then
Oh,
they went.
Jesus Christ.
I know. Well, she was a huge Fable fan, and
Yeah.
then they went to go for what do you call it? play as you go. And she was like, "Oh God, this is gonna not work out."
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then eventually they cancelled it on her. So we're stuck with the Xbox.
Okay, so tell me this, right? Uh, there's a game coming out for the Xbox One. Is it Xbox One you have, yeah?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. There's a game coming out called Freeze Me, which came out on Steam and Wii U there not too long ago. And
Right.
it's coming out to Xbox One. So, and it's from a company called Rainy Night Creations, RNC. And I do recommend you check it out. Because if you like Super Mario 64 or something, Super Mario Galaxy,
Yeah.
it has that kind of style to it. And it's just an amazing platformer, I think. So do check
Okay.
it out.
I will do. Freeze me, is it?
Freeze Me, yeah. It's
Yeah.
they're on Twitter and everything, RNC. If you look them up, and if you go on, even on my YouTube channel, I have some gameplay there,
Right.
and it's like this little girl character with a camera, and she can freeze stuff for maybe about 5 seconds for talk's sake,
Okay.
and then you
Yeah.
can jump on people or jump on them, whatever, and then do whatever you have to do. Like
Right. Okay. Yeah. There was a game that came. Do you remember a game that came out called Blink? I think it was.
Blink, yeah, I've
Uh,
heard of that game, yeah,
It had a time a distortion mechanic in it as well. I think Microsoft brought that out a while back. But yeah, no, that sounds pretty good. I actually really like platformers. I haven't really played any in a while, but I worked on a platformer very similar to sort of Mario 64. So yeah, no,
Sunshine, no.
what?
So, which game did you work on? Sunshine.
No, no, no. It was a game called iNinja.
Oh, I've actually heard of that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It was done by Argonaut Software, and yeah, it was released by Namco about 10 years ago now, long time. But
yeah,
yeah, no, there was Zelda and sort of Mario were our two big sort of influences. We were also Nintendo fans.
yeah. Okay, so back to Lifespeed. Where did your inspirations and ideas come from?
Well, the, the game, the sort of concept of the game evolved. It started off as sort of I was thinking like I wanted the idea where you're flying into the screen, and I sort of thought about pilot wings and flying through the rings and pilot wings, and that's sort of where the original sort of idea came from. And then I thought to myself, right, okay, well let's put it in a tunnel, and we're flying in a tunnel, and that's not really interesting enough just by itself. Uh, and then it's sort of I'm a huge Star Wars fan,
So
and
am
the sort
I.
of final scene in Return of the Jedi, where all the ships are sort of flying through the Death Star, within the Death Star, within all the tunnels in the Death Star, and I thought that would be a fantastic idea if it was a race and they weren't just flying to blow it up, and that's essentially where the game came from. It's where the sort of storyline even came from a little bit as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, so basically, if you imagine that last scene in Return of the Jedi, that was sort of the idea.
Okay, so speaking of Star Wars, who would you call the greatest Star Wars character and why?
Oh, it has to be Han Solo.
You think?
Absolutely.
Why?
Oh, it's just so cool. Like everyone wants to be Han Solo.
Not me.
No? Who do you want to be?
Darth Maul.
Oh, okay. You're a dark side then, are you?
Hello, have you seen what I look like? I have dark skin.
Doesn't mean you have to be dark side.
Well, I'm sorry, I was born that way, alright? So, did you go see the new Star Wars last year?
Yes.
Why do you think?
I thought it was, yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was, the special effects were fantastic.
Oh, absolutely made. They're so bloody realistic
Yeah,
for what it
yeah,
was like.
yeah. They captured the look of models, except the sort of the look of the models. It didn't look CGI at all. It looked,
Yeah.
yeah, like the lighting in it was fantastic. And I thought the story itself was a bit of a rehash of the first movie.
Of New Hope.
With a few little things added on to it. I love the characters. I thought the characters were really good. I thought the two main, the actor and actress, two main characters, they play their roles extremely well. I thought the acting from a few of the more senior characters from the original Star Wars, especially Princess Leia, was a wee bit wooden. I
Yeah.
think she did the greatest job in the world. But I thought the younger actors, they were fantastic.
Oh yeah. I think like who's it? John Boyega? You call him? I think
Yes, sir. Sorry?
is it John Boyega? He who played Finn.
Yes, yes.
Uh,
Him and the girl who's the girl? No, she played Raya, wasn't her name? In the show. I have no idea what her name is.
Daisy Ridley. You think? Is it?
Oh, it might be, yeah. Whoever those
Yeah,
two are.
Daisy Ridley. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they were brilliant.
Yeah. And what's funny, like they're both English as well. I don't know if I should be surprised like they didn't get like American actors, for the parts.
Yeah, well, at least they sort of casted it better than the kid from the Phantom Menace, anyway.
Hey, that leave that kid alone. He got bullied after. I'm not even messing.
Did he?
Yeah, he got loads of bullying actually. Believe it or not.
What? I'm sorry now. I feel bad.
He should. Poor
Yeah.
kid. He wanted.
Well, what exactly happened with him? Like, where did his career go afterwards?
See, I think he got to a point where he was fed up of, like he was doing maybe 10 or 11, TV shows, press, whatever it was, a day. you
Right.
know, and he just got sick of answering maybe the same questions or something. And then there was a point where he was getting bullied. I'm not even messing. And like I'm no, like it's a serious topic, and
Yeah.
like I don't want to laugh about it, but like he was getting bullied and he quit acting because people were getting at him the whole time.
Mm. I know, I do know, like I'm a big Star Trek fan as well. I do know, like the guy who played Wesley Crusher, Will Wheaton, got a lot of stick. I didn't know if it actually was bullying in real life, but
Yeah,
sort of within the media and online and Star Trek fans were quite hard on him. And that has to be difficult to take if you're that age.
yeah, exactly. It's not really fair, and like he's done some stuff, but like not too much, since
Yeah.
Star Wars, like. But I don't know. I guess that kind of happens, kind of. I don't know if it did get to his head, fame. Maybe got to
Yeah.
his head, or
Well, see if you look, say if you look up sort of like what happens to these child actors, you'd you'd be disgusted. So you would.
I
You
know.
really would. It seems like it's almost like the porn industry, the TV industry, or the movie industry. Brings them in. They give them all this fame and money far too soon without the support, and then once they're done with them, they just throw them out in the street essentially. And
Yeah.
a lot of them can't cope with it.
Like if you look like Gary Coleman and Macaulay
Culkin, yeah.
Culkin, yeah,
Yeah, but even some of the like the less famous ones, like the guy from. Do you remember the kid in Star Trek DSV? Or it's not Star Trek Space Quest DSV? So the blonde kid. Don't know whether you watched
no,
the show, but like I just even saw recently like he committed suicide. It's like or he sort of died of a drugs overdose. Can't quite remember which one it was, but like just like even all the sort of like these small characters that you sort of never really sort of think about.
yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. It's pretty tough.
it's weird, all right.
Yeah,
Anyway, so I guess maybe
as a kid, I was sort of like thinking, God, I would love to be him.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess back to video games.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
uh,
I was happy.
yeah. So what would you call the greatest game of all time and why, in your opinion?
Oh God. My favorite game. I have two:
Yeah, go on.
Elite and Street Fighter Two.
I don't think I've played Elite, but I played Street Fighter, but I don't know. Like I played a few.
Yeah, like I'm not talking like I haven't actually played Elite Dangerous because I'm waiting until I play it with the Oculus Rift, and I don't want to ruin it. And
Yeah,
I haven't got an Oculus Rift yet. So hopefully we'll be playing that quite soon. But no, I'm talking about the very first Elite on the BBC. It was like one of the very first 3D games, and it was also one of the first sort of open world sandbox games before they even knew what an open world sandbox game was, where you were essentially just given this universe to fly about in, and you could go wherever you want, make your own story. There was no sort of like story behind it or anything like that. It was just completely open and completely free. And I just thought from a design point of view that was amazing, and even from a gameplay point of view, the sort of the fighting on it was so far ahead of anything else. So Elite was a landmark, and then Street Fighter Two was I just spent so much of my teens playing that game.
Yeah, yeah.
Like we used to go down on Saturdays and from about 10 o'clock in the morning and play until about 5. And I played it with a friend of mine, and the people who actually run the arcades used to give us free credits
Oh, nice.
because, yeah, it was nice, but they weren't doing it out of the generous of because out of the kindness of their heart. They were doing it because people used to come just to play us and see if they could beat us. So it made them a fortune because the machine would just be going constantly all day.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I my friend was better than I was. I have to admit, but I think they were playing. I think they were coming down mostly to play him.
Yeah. Is there any kind of old school game stores up in Belfast? Like for old games, you know?
Yeah, I'm not 100% certain if there still is. There used to be a few in a place called In Shops, and there's also in Smithfield as well. I think there's a few in there still, where people just basically they're more like sort of second-hand places
Yeah.
now. Um, yeah, they're actually sort of like proper game stores where they bring in games from around the world that you would never have heard of. I can't think of one myself.
Yeah, yeah.
If that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, like
I
the
mean, I'm
whole.
sure Dublin might have more of that there, but I think that's such a niche because like people just buy everything online.
Yeah, that's how it is nowadays. Or eBay,
Yeah,
Amazon, kind of.
yeah.
Yeah, the one up in Dublin that I know of, well, like, I'm guessing the big one, is called The Rage. It's a Record Art Game Emporium.
Right.
And
Okay.
yeah, like it has records there, and it has like one or two arcade machines actually that you can play. I think,
Oh yeah.
and it has games like for Game Boy, Game Boy Color, like GameCube, NES. I think Super NES, all those old games as well. Like it's pretty cool.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, there are sort of places where you can buy like older games, that people have sort of like traded in. Like I said, you go to Smithfield, you can get a lot of older games there. And there was a few of those places in shops as well. But I was sort of maybe thinking about, like if you wanted to buy imports from Japan that had just been released, but you can't get them over here. So like grey import shops. I can't think of any of those.
Well, the only ones websites I can think of is PlayAsia.com.
Yeah. Oh no, no, I know websites
Yeah,
are
yeah,
the actual shops themselves.
yeah,
No. Because there used to be a few places that you didn't actually have to buy stuff online or mail order back in the day. You could actually go into a shop and they would do it for you.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, would you be friendly with any game companies in the UK? I guess you know. Well, can I ask? Is the UK even UK anymore? Is it called that anymore?
What do you mean after Brexit?
Yeah,
Yeah, still the UK. Nothing has changed. This is a misunderstanding of the situation. Nothing
so,
has changed. It hasn't even been triggered yet. So,
what's it called? The Kingdom now, is it? Like, or is it
well, I
not the
suppose it's
United
not very
Kingdom? I don't
united.
know the
I suppose
fuck.
it's not very united. Um, I don't know. Don't think. I don't think very much is going to change.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't see. I can see Scotland becoming independent just simply because they can't afford it. They can't afford it. The oil price is too low, and the European Union has basically turned around them and said, "Look, if you separate from the United Kingdom, then you're going to have to go to the very start of the process of reapplying to the EU, and that could take 5 to 10 years. There's no way the Scottish people are going to be an independent country outside both the UK and the EU in
yeah,
that time. It would absolutely bankrupt them." And then, as far as like Northern Ireland's concerned, just even for the peace process, there's no way Northern Ireland's going to go independent. So I think a lot of these things have been blown up. I think 'cause a lot of these things people make a big deal of them for political reasons
Yeah, yeah,
on both sides, and the actual changes will be far more subtle. They'll be significant, but they'll be very subtle changes.
yeah. So, okay, the big question is, will we see, I guess, united Ireland, whatever you want to call it, a whole
Uh,
Ireland?
yeah, well, as I say, we're from Northern Ireland, and number one, I'm not 100% certain whether the South want the North. Like I lived down south for about 3 years, and I didn't really see any sort of major clamour for that. And the other thing, sort of Northern Ireland at the moment has been trying to sort of forge its own identity as
Yeah,
Northern Ireland. I think it's sort of more acceptable to both sides, doing that. I don't know. I think it's one of those ones where we're relative peace, and there's no point in rocking that particular boat.
yeah,
Maybe in 50, 100 years.
yeah. Not like honestly, the for me, the whole Republic and Northern Ireland thing is just complete BS. Like I call Ireland like as a whole. That's just my opinion.
Well, so do I. But I'm talking about from
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
a government point of view.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
if you go abroad, if you go to America, or if you go to even the UK or Europe or anything, you always say you're from Ireland. And people,
Yeah, exactly. No one says
you
Northern
know,
Ireland or the Republic, really.
Yeah, no one differentiates, but
No.
but it is important to people in the north.
I know, yeah.
So being a northerner, it's a bit of a sort of a tricky issue. Outside the north, once you leave, you're sort of like you're Irish and that's it.
Yeah. But, like, it's, if I'm correct, like, parts of Belfast are very, be quite terrifying because, like, if I'm correct, if you drive a southern car up there in some parts of it, people would just stone your car.
No, I don't know about that there.
I've heard that though, but I don't know if it's true. But like, I've heard like
Do
people
you
will
hear
actually go
about
to that
these? Do you hear
extreme.
about these things? It probably was true. I'm not 100% certain if it
Yeah,
still is. There's places in Belfast I wouldn't go with a UK regged car, you know?
yeah,
If they see anyone that they're not familiar with, it's stone you.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm not 100% certain. It may well be the case, but just don't go to those areas.
yeah.
Like as for the actual Belfast and sort of the 80% of Belfast, let's say, it's 100% safe.
I should hope
People,
so. Like if I'm ever going up to W5, well, I haven't been there in years, but
yeah.
I
Sorry,
don't
I
know.
missed that. Just the internet's playing
Oh,
up here.
no, I was just saying there. If I ever went up to W5, I hope I'd be safe. Going up there.
Yeah. No, I'm sure you'll be fine.
Okay, so Lifespeed. Why did you choose the 3DS instead of, for talk's sake, Wii U, PS Vita, PS4, Xbox even?
Uh, I don't know. I sort of like I'm a Nintendo fan, so that was one of the main reasons why I chose Nintendo. I thought it was quite a good market to sell into as well. It's just simply because like the eShop is uh, the sort of walled garden, sort of off the eShop gives you more chance of gaining exposure. There's a lot of games out in those other platforms, and it's very difficult to sort of get into one. The other thing about it is that when you're sort of going for like Xbox One and PS4, there's a graphics level, that you have to sort of reach, and it's difficult being a small developer, creating that amount of artwork at that high detail, that
Yeah,
high definition. Like that just sort of ramps the budget right up, and sort of, it would limit the kind of game that you could make, to maybe like a 2D game, that could feasibly done with the budget that we had. Like for example, Billy Goat are making a point and click for the Xbox One, and it looks fantastic. Looks absolutely fantastic, but creating all that artwork has been a huge job for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, so a variety of those reasons really. Um,
So let's talk about NX. The recent rumors from Eurogamer. I
yes,
take it you've heard them, yeah.
I have, yeah.
What is your opinion on this?
Uh, it wasn't what I was told. But it,
Okay.
so-
Oh, hold
but
on
it,
a
but
sec.
it, but
Hold
it,
on a
but it,
sec
but it,
now.
but it sounds believable. It sounds believable.
So what were you told? Okay, you don't have to say who, but is this from inside or very close?
I can't really say who.
You can tell me after the podcast.
Yeah, don't even talk about that. But yeah, it's yeah,
Fine spot, haven't I?
yeah. No, I'm sort of regretting saying that. No, but I actually believe the rumors. It does sort of make sense, and the fact that the rumor is that they're going to unveil the NX in September. So you're talking about 2 months before the unveil. It's probably in a lot of developers' hands. I've read Reddit threads on this, like back in March, from so-called developers, and he sounded pretty knowledgeable about it. And it also seemed to make that Reddit thread made sense to me as well. And this is essentially just confirming everything that was on that thread. So to me, it sounds like a believable rumor, uh, but it wasn't sort of what I was expecting. So I'm not 100% certain.
Yeah. Well, like I guess everything take it with a grain of salt that
Yeah.
you hear until
Yeah.
it's officially unveiled.
Well, it's only going to be a couple of months before we hear for sure, anyway.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
no, like, is it official? It's gonna in September yet? Like there
No,
was
no,
talk. What
no.
was it? October or
See,
no, of November even?
I don't even think that's official, but the rumor is that it's being unveiled in September.
Yeah.
It's not coming out until March.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even then, I wouldn't be surprised if that's like a Japanese only release in March, and then probably it may even be next Christmas until we get it. So yeah, like yeah, it could still be a long time off. But as for the actual rumor itself, it sounds like it's gonna be a handheld
Yeah. Yeah.
with basically roughly the power almost of a Xbox One, sort of in that area,
Yeah.
uh, which could be. I think it makes sense for Nintendo. I think it makes sense for Nintendo. I think it's sort of, if that is true, it would be, the 3DS has been a successful device for Nintendo. They've sold 60. Uh, the games Nintendo make generally don't require like that ultra realistic style that Western games sort of go with. Like if you're sort of to play Mario Kart 8 or even like the new Mario's, if you're to sort of like they're almost looking as good as Pixar movies. They're almost like at that sort of level of graphics.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and that's Wii U. Why, if you're to go to the Xbox One, do you really need more power, to make a Nintendo game? I I don't think you do. So if they can bring out a device which is almost as power as the Xbox One, or even sort of even the Wii U, or just maybe we have more power from the Wii U, but put it on a handheld, but then allow it to connect to a TV, I think that makes a lot of sense for them.
Yeah. Like,
Cost is going to be a big thing though. Cost is going because that sounds like it's going to be quite an expensive device. And I think one of the reasons why the 3DS was successful is because it's quite cheap. So
you say that now because I bought the 3DS on the first day it came out in 2011,
right, okay,
and in GameStop I got that with Pilot Wings actually on the 3DS,
yeah,
and for the two of them it cost €280. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, but yeah, but see the thing is, remember they brought the
Things, things,
ambassador program in.
things are expensive down in Ireland. I forgot about
Thanks. That
that.
was at the time, but like it's all like if you take away at least 120 off that price, that's how it is now.
Yeah.
Even more, it's cheaper now the 3DS. Like,
Yeah, I think you can get like a 2DS, can't you, for about 60, 70 quid.
yeah, that's now. Yeah,
Yeah, so I know, but like it's still like you're still talking it's a good bit cheaper than the Xbox One or the PS4 when they first came out. That's sort of the point I'm making. Whereas if they're sort of like bringing out that, if it is as powerful as the Xbox One, but in that sort of small form, that's going to be almost as powerful as the modern smartphones. What about you? Do you think it's going to be a success?
I hope it is going to be a success. Like there, I hope it's the same graphical power as Xbox One, PS4. That's just me. Like,
Yeah. Do you think it
uh,
will be?
sorry,
Do you think it will be?
I don't know. Like there from reading the recent rumors, with the Nvidia, whatever it's called, Tegra One or something, Parker
Yeah.
One, whatever the graphics card is.
There might even be Tegra 2 as well.
Yeah, it could be Tegra 2, whatever it is. I'm hoping it's more powerful than what we've seen with the Nvidia because it's on par with the Xbox 360, even correct, and PS3. But like even Wii U games look better than that there, I think.
Yeah.
And like if you look at if you look at Mario Kart 8 for example, it's honestly one of the best looking games of this generation.
Yeah.
I think like the
Yeah,
environment and stuff.
me, me too. That's sort of the point that I was sort of making
Yeah,
with
yeah,
Nintendo games. They don't go for that super realistic style. So as a result, the power could probably be wasted if you're making Nintendo kind of games. But then again, for it to be successful, it probably does need third party support. And
yeah,
while the 3DS was able to sort of get enough third-party developers behind it, it did struggle at the beginning, and it would be a hell of a lot easier if they could make it very easy for the PS4 developers and the Xbox One developers to just port their games over. But the other thing that I found interesting was the fact it's going to be a cartridge, which probably rules out.
see, the thing is, the whole cartridge thing isn't still new because like we have like the 3DS, for
Yeah.
example, has cartridges. Well, they're game cards basically. It's all the same thing. Like,
No, no, I know it doesn't really, but the difference is that it doesn't, they don't store, or they won't store anywhere near the same amount of memory. You would have to imagine it's sort of like
yeah,
Blu-ray discs. And if you're to, and that will create a problem if, like, even if the power is the same as an Xbox One, uh, bring it down from the Xbox One game, porting it over to the NX, even if it is the same power CPU and GPU wise, just the amount of storage is going to cause a difficulty. So I think there could be a lot of truth in the rumor that it's sort of along the same power as the Wii U. And basically, what you will find is that it's a handheld version of the Wii U.
yeah.
So, but I don't know.
It's weird.
If it is the 3DS, if it is sort of the 3DS version of a Wii U, then you're probably going to get the whole game library from the Wii U on more or less launch day, right? And not too many people have played those games because the Wii U hasn't sold that many. And the Wii U does have some fantastic games on it, so like it's already got a built-in library.
Yeah,
And as for an actual handheld, like you're still talking that's a very, very powerful device with incredible graphics for a handheld.
like I hope it does have the so-called handheld sticking to your TV with the HDMI cable.
Yeah,
Like if that's the case, and if we can play our 3DS games and DS games, and eShop titles that we downloaded onto that system, I'd be happy because I would love to see. Like I said it on my podcast not too long ago there. Uh, I said that I'd love to play Animal Crossing New Leaf on a big
yeah,
TV.
yeah, exactly, exactly. And like I think with the 3DS sticking on a big TV, you're gonna have the problem where the resolution is very low. Like you're only talking about 400 by 240
Yeah,
resolution. When it's you know if you see it in stereo, it looks a lot sharper. Yeah, just simply the way the stereo works, and you're also talking about 800 in total. Um, but if you're to see that they're sort of like 400 by 240, just a normal 2D, it's very pixelated. Even on the 3DS screen, it's quite pixelated. And then when you stick that on a big TV, it would look far too blocky. So yeah, I'm not too Yeah, I don't think it's too feasible playing 3DS games on a big TV, but if you have games that look like the Wii U on your handheld, there's absolutely no problems with
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
big TV. So yeah.
Like there, you see Legend of Zelda, uh, Breath of the Wild, whatever it's called,
Yeah.
on the Wii U, and if we can like that there, like it looks pretty good for what it is like, and
Yeah.
if we had the
Looks
same,
looks fantastic. It looks
yeah,
fantastic.
like imagine having that on the go, the same, like not losing quality.
Yeah.
You're like
And
you're
exactly
happy.
exactly having that on the go, looking exactly the way it does on the Wii U, but then also being able to come home and play it on a big TV without having to have a separate console. That I think that's basically the sales pitch of the NX, and yeah, I think that's quite a strong concept. Now, if it does come out and it's the Tegra X2 and it's the graphical quality of the Xbox One, then that's a whole different ball game.
Yeah,
And then it would be really appealing.
yeah. I posted a tweet yesterday, well, 13 hours ago, from what well it says here. If the latest NX rumors are correct, then I think people should purchase a Wii U while you still can. They won't be around forever.
Yes, true. But why would you want to?
See, if this is true, like if this is like if the Wii U is going to be Nintendo's last home console for talk's sake,
Yeah.
get it while you can
Why?
because it's their last home console. Like
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. Okay. Just for the like the sort of uh,
the TV
um,
experience, the proper TV experience. I don't know what everyone call it.
But that's the thing. But that's the thing. It's no. I thought you meant just because like this is the last one. It's a moment in history type of thing.
Well, it sort of is though. If it's the
No,
last
it,
home
de- it,
console,
def- it definitely is. It definitely is. But I wouldn't get it just simply because like it's the last chance to play Nintendo games on the big TV because you'll be able to play the NX on the big TV. Like it will. It's as good as a Wii U for doing the job of a Wii U. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Does that make sense?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So, like I think what will happen is you'll just get all the games that are on the Wii U will get ported over to the Nintendo NX, relatively quickly.
I hope so as well.
Yeah.
I think NX will need a very strong uh, few release titles anyway, like Mario. I hope to do like a sandbox Mario game,
Yeah.
like the whole kind of Mushroom Kingdom, Uh, that would be amazing. I think like they're releasing Zelda.
But I think even with Nintendo are notoriously slow for bringing out their own titles.
Yeah,
Uh, so I wouldn't expect too many first party titles to come out on launch day. But what I would expect is Mario Kart 8, and I would expect the new Zelda, and I would expect basically all, a good number of the Wii U games come out on launch day. So on launch, there'll be an awful lot of games to play. And okay, as a Nintendo fan, that probably doesn't appeal to you that much simply because you've probably played a lot of these already on the Wii U, and the ones that you haven't played, you don't want to play. But for someone who doesn't have a Wii U, who likes Nintendo games but isn't a super fan, that's a huge launch catalog, and a good reason to actually buy that console.
yeah. Like an example of a failed Wii U game would be Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival.
Yeah.
Why didn't Nintendo use those resources to create a proper Animal Crossing Wii U game like New Leaf?
Yeah. I don't know. You have to ask Nintendo.
You think they're going to respond back? You have more insider.
No, I don't know of any at all. I don't know of any at all. The Nintendo, like even when it comes to sort of like the NX, uh, the developer website that we use, where we have access to all the sort of technical documentation for the 3DS and even the Wii U. Like there is a NX section, but you can't get into it, so you can't. unless you're actually an NX developer. So
Well, maybe I'll hook myself
everything's
up.
closed off. And if you ever try and ask any of those questions, that's just they just go, yeah, no, sorry, we can't answer that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
It's
like,
only what you sort of hear every now and again when you're at a conference and you run into another developer and they can sort of say something to you off the record. And you know what? Most of that stuff I think is going to be wrong anyway. So
yeah, yeah. It's
yeah,
probably just said to you, just so you
yeah,
know.
yeah. He's probably acting the big man.
Yeah, but it's even to put you off, what exactly
Yeah.
is coming. So,
Well, I actually did consider that as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, Lifespeed, do we have a release date or, a release season even? That makes any sense.
Yes, the game is. I'm just waiting on a server update from Nintendo, and then the game's going to be off the lot check. Uh, Hopefully, the time scale for everything is roughly around about 2 weeks to get through lot check, and then another 2 weeks to get it on the store. So, in 4 weeks' time, hopefully, it might actually be available in around about 4 to 5 weeks.
Nintendo, hurry the fuck up.
No, they've actually been really good. This is sort of mostly my fault. We were at E3. I put the game in the lot check, and then we're at E3, and then Rebecca and I went on a holiday after E3. So it took me a while before I got back and was able to
Rebecca,
basically
what are you doing? Stop
make
messing around. Take your holiday after.
make the changes. So yeah, no, I can't really blame Nintendo.
Yeah.
The,
I'm sure we'll see Lifespeed as an exclusive on Nintendo Impact Gaming and nowhere else.
unfortunately, you can probably edit this bit out, but unfortunately, they've actually sort of agreed with another website that they've got the exclusive for the review and the trailer.
Are you
So
serious?
yeah,
Let me guess.
yeah,
Uh,
go ahead, yes.
yeah, so guys, basically we had a long talk there and I know the exclusive. And I'm sure you do too, probably. You'll find out maybe soon enough, I don't know when. Where did Wee Man Studios come from, the name?
Just it's sort of like in Belfast, people always use the term "we" when they
Yeah,
mean
yeah,
like
Wee Man, yeah.
yeah, like a wee thing, or
Yeah.
it's sort of like, would you like a wee bag with us, or would you like a wee cup of coffee, or would you like a wee? It's just one of these sort of colloquialisms in Northern Ireland, and then also just the fact that we're an indie studio and we are literally a wee studio.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
it's the same down here as well, actually, but we use we a lot.
yeah, it's really annoying, isn't it?
Yeah, your wee pet.
Yeah, exactly.
So, John, thanks for coming on the show anyway. Much appreciated.
Thanks very much, Bar.
I'm looking forward to playing Lifespeed on 3DS. And yeah, we'll definitely do some gameplay on the channel. And for people who want to find you on social media, where can we find you?
www.wemanstudios.com, or if you go to our Twitter, just Twitter Weman Studios.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. You can check us out on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Vine and Twitch. And for more Nintendo and gaming podcasts, keep it right here. Thanks for watching, and as always guys, stay fresh.